Hi, my name is David Ryan. I'll be your teacher today. Now, I have worked in the hospitality for over 20 years. I have worked in a Michelin star restaurant in Paris as a head pastry chef. There I learned certain techniques and methods that I'd like to show you today. After I came home to Ireland, I worked in County Waterford in a Michelin star restaurant, the Cliff House. It is a very prestigious restaurant. So I'd like to show you some safety features first. So there, behind you, there's a fire door, and I have an electric blanket. Just a fire blanket, sorry, just in case. So we'll be talking about, and I'll be showing you how to make a genuine sponge. This sponge, talk to my colleagues, it's quite a daunting sponge if you don't know how to do it properly. Now I'm going to show you, if you follow my method, a very easy, clear sponge that can be used in different techniques. So in front of me, I'll demonstrate first. This is a 16-ounce sponge. This is that sponge that we're using. This is a resting tray over here. This will be used for resting your cake. We have a cupcake mold. We will not be using this today. This will be just showing you we can use this. Here is a very important thing. It is a KitchenAid. We have a towel, and you should all have your paddle, please. So, I have certain rules that you must adhere to. Please do not talk over me, and as this is an adult learning class, please respect your colleagues. So, thank you very much for giving me a pre-questionnaire. That was very important for me. So, you have 3 handouts. You have an ingredient handout, and you have a method, and you have an evaluation. It's a feedback form. Please do not fill out the feedback form straight away, and please do not fill out it during while I'm talking. So firstly, we're going to make sure we have all our equipment and everybody knows what is what and where everything goes. So we have a KitchenAid. So there's on the right hand side here, we have buttons 1 to 5. 1 being the lowest speed, 5 being the highest speed. So we're going to use speed 3 predominantly, but the last 2 methods we'll put on speed 2. We have a towel to be used putting in hot sponge into the oven and taking it out. There is a fairy liquid in your drawer there to make sure you clean up after yourselves. We have a spatula. This is not to waste any material or anything. We have a paring knife that will be used. It's a small knife, very, very important as a chef. That will be used for dicing up butter. So we've gone through all our stuff that we need here. So onto the method. So please weigh out equal amounts of butter to sugar. 175 grams of butter and sugar. You should have 3 eggs in front of you. Please crack your eggs into one bowl, the whole eggs, and please leave the shells in another one. You should have weighed out 175 grams of self-raising flour. So the first step is place the sugar and the butter into the mixing bowl, and please place it on speed 3 in front of you. So Jane has a lovely question. What is the creaming method? I was about to get on to that. The creaming method is mixing the butter and sugar together to form a white, creamy, aerated texture. Now, how do you know when it's finished? It's finished when all the butter incorporates into it fully. Now, after that mix is done, we'll put speed on level 2. It was on level 3 for the first step, but level 3. So we're going to put our eggs in one by one. Now, Clodagh has a question. Why do you put your eggs in one by one? You put your eggs in one by one so the mixture does not split, and if it splits, you have to start the whole process. There's no starting over. So, on to the last stage. We're going to put a flour in, a self-raising flour that we're measuring bit by bit, very, very slowly. So if you put it in very slowly. Yes, Gillian, what's your question? So Gillian, everybody listen up. Gillian's question is, why do you put your flour in slowly? You put your flour in slowly because of two things. You want the mix to form properly, and you don't want the mix to go everywhere. So once the mixture is finished, it should all be combined into kind of a wet mixture. So we'll let it rest for a minute. We're going to grease our 16-inch tin like this. We'll place our hand on the bottom of the tin. We're going to spray from the center all the way around the sides, making sure you get all the lip here. It's important as this where it sticks. Now, conventionally you can use oil or butter, but I prefer grease spray. It's easy and it's just simpler. So, using your spatula, please scrape down the sides and please place it into the center of the bowl. At the start, we put in a preheated oven of 160 degrees. Why a preheated oven? Because it's the optimal temperature of using for a sponge. If you put it in the oven too high, it will cook but it'll be burnt. If you put it on too low, it'll be raw. So, please place your towel, put your towel away, and set the timer for 30 minutes. Now, Clodagh has a very good question. Why and how is the sponge finished? So how do you know? Is you use your paring knife, put it in the middle of the sponge. If it comes out clean and dry, it means it's cooked. Otherwise, if you do not have a paring knife, please place your thumb in front of the sponge, and if the sponge is firm to touch, it means it's cooked. So, what have we learned today? We have learned the methods are very important, first of all. Second of all, there's a lot of scientific background, but we're not going to go into that today. So a few things I didn't mention to you today was does anybody know how you check if eggs are fresh? Eggs are fresh if you drop the eggs into water. If the egg comes to the surface, it is fresh. If it's on the bottom, it means it's not fresh. Now, ingredients are very important because the better your ingredients are, the better your product is. It's basically you're showcasing your ingredients. You're not doing much work with the ingredients. Now, the methods are very important because if you put the flour in first, it'll knock out all the air. Why you put the flour in at the end is because you want the air to incorporate in the flour. While it's baking, it rises up. Now, why use self-raising flour? Self-raising flour is very important as it helps raise the sponge up. Some recipes say please use baking powder and plain flour. I don't like this because it's not messing, it's an unnecessary step. So, I have given you the methods. Now please do this carefully. So, just onto our questions again. So we're going to answer this. So, what is creaming? We know creaming is mixing butter and sugar together to form a white, foamy texture. Why add our eggs in one by one? So the eggs go in one by one so it doesn't split the mixture. Why use self-rising flour? Self-rising flour is used at the end and is very important as it contains gluten. You do not want to knock the gluten out, and if you knock the gluten out, the air goes out. So using self-rising flour at the end, you will create a velvety cake. Thank you for your time. If you have any more questions, please let me know, and please fill out the feedback form. Thank you very much.